Hi everyone, Sabin here from Inshoma. Today we are going to look at the process of exploring new versions of a product, which in ISO terms is called circular update. Let's take a quick look at the entire process of exploring and handling circular updates. The entire process involves 4 steps. Step 1 would be to view and analyze circular changes in standard products. Step 2 would be to view and analyze user changes with the circular changes. The third step would be to migrate your customization to the new base version of the circular. And the fourth step would be to handle any conflicts as a result of migration. First, we will see how to explore the circular changes in standard products. In Inshoma, you can compare between any 2 versions of an ISO product. You can quickly analyze differences between components that has been updated by the new circular version. You can also get a high-level overview of the changes in an Excel sheet. Let's see that in action. Navigate to Digital Insurance Product Library, Global Products, where you will be taken to the Inshoma catalog of the Digital Insurance Product Library. Click on United States, ISO ERC products, and we know that there is a circular update for a Tennessee product in commercial automobile. Click on commercial automobile, search for Tennessee. Any new versions that are available will be marked by the new flag. If there happens to be a circular update for a product that you are currently in, you will be able to see a Compare Versions tab. Click on Compare Versions, and we can see that there is a new circular version available for us to select. Let's drag the version over to the Versions to Compare column and click on Compare Versions. The entire Compare screen has been divided into 4 tabs. First is the form pages and form fields. Second would be the risk coverages, schedules, and forms, which are the product nodes. Third would be the rate tables, and the fourth would be the domain tables. In terms of form pages and form fields, we can see that there was a change in the number attribute for the form page in the new circular version. Any changes that were made by the circular would be shown as changed, followed by the attribute names. The count on the right side of the name indicates the number of attributes that were changed by the circular. Hovering over these labels, you can quickly view the form pages in both of these versions. In order to quickly view and analyze the differences between these 2 form pages or form fields, you can click on View Differences, which will then open a slide-out for you with both of the form pages. For the form fields, we can see that there was a label change in the circular. Now, let's move on to tables. For this particular version, we can see that there were no changes detected by the system for domain tables. Let's go to rate tables. We can see that there were some rate table changes made by the circular. Hovering over the labels will give us a quick overview of all the rows that were affected by the circular change. You can click on any of these labels to quickly open the associated rate table in a slide out. In order to quickly analyze the differences between both of these tables, you can click on View Differences, which will then open the same slide out but with 2 different tables side by side. This will make it easy for you to compare what has changed between these two versions and make decisions accordingly. You can also export a change log in an Excel sheet, which will give you a summary of all the components that were changed by the circular. As you can see that the Excel sheet defines the old version and the new version, and the form pages, form fields, rate tables, and domain tables that were affected by the circular change. We can see for some of the rate tables, the rows were updated in 2022 version, which is the new circular version. For form fields, we can see that there was a change in the label. For form pages, we can see that there was a change in number. Now let's go to our second step, which is to view and analyze circular changes with our customization products. In Inshomo, you can compare between your customization product and any new circular version of that product. You can view any conflicts or changes on the components updated by the circular. You can also get a high-level overview of the standard changes in an Excel sheet, which is quite similar to the Excel sheet that we just looked at. Then you can migrate your base version of the customization to the new circular version. Let's see that in action. In Digital Insurance Product Library, navigate to Private Catalog and go to Manage ISO ERC. For the purpose of this demo, we have created a customization with few changes on the form page, form fields, and rate tables that were also a part of the change in the circular, so we can better visualize how this is handled by the system. If your customization is linked to an outdated base version, you can see a new version available tag next to your program name. You should also be able to see a Compare Now button, which lets you select all the available circular versions to compare your product with. Let's compare with 2022 version of the circular. In addition to the features that we just looked at in standard circular compare screen, you can also access your custom changes in the user data column. User changes that has conflicts with the circular are marked with red highlights, but the change that is a part of the circular change is marked with an amber highlight. The user changes that has no conflict with circular will be marked by a light blue highlight. Any user change that has a conflict with the circular change will be marked as attention required component by the system and has a system generated note attached to it. You can view the component in all three versions of the product using View Differences, which will then open all the three form pages for you. You can quickly locate any component in your current product structure using Locate in Tree feature, which will then locate the component in the product structure for you. In order to add user nodes, you must first migrate your product to the new base version. When it comes to tables, you will only be able to view the user table if your user table is a part of the circular update, which is then treated as a conflict by the system. Hovering over the label, you will be able to see a quick look at all the changes that the user has made to this table. User changes in the table are indicated by the user icons, while the changes done by the circular are indicated by highlights. Once you have assessed the impact of the circular change, you may go ahead and migrate your product. Let's click on Migrate. Select the new dates and click on Migrate Now. On successful migration, your product should now be pointing to the new base version, which is 2022. You can now add notes to the components that requires your attention, which we will look at the next part of this series. Now let's take a look at how these products will appear in your customization list. Let's exit this view. You can see that the original product that was migrated has an outdated tag attached to it, while the new migrated product with the new base version has a migrated tag next to it. This concludes the circular explore and migrate process. In the next part, we will look at how to handle conflicts in our migrated product. Thank you for watching.